Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato SammaSambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato SammaSambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato SammaSambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatayampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatayampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatayampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangham. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from their happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this. Great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I vow to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I vow to master them all. However endless the Buddha's way is, I vow to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. So today we'll go straight into the meditation so that we have a little bit more time to finish the subject of the 5 kinds of love at the end or after the meditation. So that we can start the new subject next week, which will be contemplation on the 5 skandhas. I decided to do that before the 18 dhatus. Okay, so get yourself in a nice position, and initially you're going to release any tension that you may have in your body. So nice upright position if possible, but not rigid. Nice and calm body, calm your mind, And bring your attention to initially the bottom of your body, your toes, and release the tension from your toes. And the bottom of your feet, the arches of your feet. The heels. And the top of your feet, as well as around your ankles and Achilles tendons. For those of you who have practiced meditation consistently for some time, this is quite natural for you to do so as you prepare to get into the meditation on the breath. For those of you who haven't meditated much in the past consistently, or are new to meditation, you may just have to work a little bit at focusing your mind on doing this, on releasing the tension from your body. Just to remind you as well, this helps you to release the tension from your mind. And I will remind you as well that the natural state of the mind is peaceful. It's calm, loving, kind, wise. But we have the habit of being disturbed mentally. So now we are undoing this habit to realize eventually the true nature of the mind. So now release the tension from the bottom of your legs, from your calf muscles, from your shin areas, and around your knees, from your upper leg, the quads, and the hamstrings. From your midsection, the groin muscle, the hip flexor muscles, and the glutes at the back. And from your lower stomach, on and just above your hips and your lower back. Further up your stomach and your sides, and to the center of your back. Now bring your focus to release the tension from around your chest area and underneath your arms, and your upper back from the rhomboid muscles and the lateral muscles. And from the upper trap muscles that run between the neck and the shoulders on either side, as well as releasing the tension from your shoulders. From your upper arms, the biceps and triceps, and elbows and forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and thumbs. And now bring your focus to your neck and release the tension from the front, the sides, and the back of your neck. From the back of your head, and the sides of your head around your ears and temples. And from your face, around your cheekbones and cheeks, the jaw, make sure you're not clenching your jaw, your chin and mouth, both inside and outside, your lips gently touching as you breathe in and out of your nose. And your tongue rests on the upper palate, just above the top teeth in your mouth. Release from your nose and sinuses and eye sockets and eyes. And make sure you're not frowning on your forehead. And now release the tension from the top of your head. Now briefly scan your body from the tips of the toes to the tips of your fingers and to the top of your head, just to see if you can release any more tension that may still be left over. And when this is done, initially bring your focus to the tip of your nose. And the object of the meditation is following the feeling of the breath as you breathe in and out. As you breathe in your nose, the air is quite cool as it passes your throat. And as it enters the lungs, they expand. As you breathe out, they compress. And as the air passes your throat on the way out your nose, it's quite warm because it's been inside the body. So follow the breath. Try to seamlessly follow the breath as much as possible. Breathing in, breathing out. Nothing left to do, nothing else to do. Past is gone, future's not here. If any distractions arise, any mental agitation, such as thoughts, feelings, emotions, attitudes, if they arise, don't cling to them, don't add to them, don't grasp at them, but also don't try to forcefully push them away either, or even deny them. Just let them come and go naturally by refocusing on your breath. And likewise, if your mind starts to become sleepy and dull, wake yourself up a little bit by focusing more brightly on the breath. This way, refocusing on the breath is the antidote for both the distracted and agitated mind, the overly busy mind, as well as the dull and sleepy mind. So now we will practice like this in silence for a few minutes. Don't be too hard on yourself. Remember, meditation is, you could say, the continual process of refocusing on your breath until you get very advanced in the practice. If you want to know more about that, then look at some previous classes, maybe from December and January, where we spoke about such things. Now focusing on your breath, nice, calm, clear mind. So now you can feel very pleased with yourself, even though it's such a short meditation. It's still very, very good for you. I often say that whenever we have time, focus on your breath. Calm your mind, clear your mind. Even if it's only for a minute or two, or maybe we did 3 or 4 minutes then. Fill yourself with appreciation and with universal loving kindness. So much so that it overflows from you now and radiates towards your loved ones and your friends. May they be happy and free from suffering and be at peace. And gradually radiate this loving kindness out further and further during this short loving kindness meditation, to now include those you may regard as strangers, those people that you may know a little bit or not at all. May they also be happy, free from suffering, and at peace. May your universal loving kindness now radiate also to those that you may regard as enemies, those people that you find very difficult to be around. Or maybe you don't agree with their views or their behavior and so forth. May they also be happy and free from suffering and at peace. May all of these living beings have happiness in its causes, be free from suffering at its causes. May they all be at peace. Now have this universal loving kindness radiate to all living beings in your immediate area initially. All those living beings that are born from wombs, from eggs, from moisture, and through transformation. All the living beings that live on the land and under the land and in the waters and fly through the air. May they also be happy, satisfied, free from suffering, and be peaceful. Now extend this loving kindness out throughout your whole state, or your county or region. Like I said, like a tidal wave of loving kindness going further and further to include other states and regions throughout your whole country. Wouldn't it be marvelous if your whole country, every living being in your whole country, were happy and peaceful? And now throughout other countries, initially those that you're familiar with, and also those that you're not familiar with. And even those countries, maybe you don't agree with their views or their way of life. May they be happy and peaceful. And the countries that you don't know, until your loving kindness pervades the whole world. And other worlds, until your loving kindness pervades the whole solar system. Your limitless loving kindness now pervades other solar systems, and now pervades the whole galaxy that we like to call the Milky Way. And other galaxies throughout this vast universe. Your loving kindness, the unlimited loving kindness, the immeasurable loving kindness, now pervades the whole universe. And other universes throughout infinite space, without limit. And while maintaining this vast, limitless loving kindness in your mind, be present here and now as well, and we will recite the dedication prayer before the Dharma Talk. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their sufferings. May the precious bodhicitta not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. So rejoice in your goodness. I often say that if you are having, like a positive state of mind, but getting a little bit too egotistical, too full of yourself, then focus on your faults and realize that we're still not perfect. We need to purify the faults. But if you're feeling down on yourself, whether that's to do with your state of mind or your behavior physically, verbally, or just disheartened for whatever reason, then focus on your good qualities, because you have them in spades. We all have these good qualities. And as I mentioned, I think last week as well, I often mentioned this, the more good qualities pervade our mind, the less our faults are prevalent at that time. So the more loving that you are, then the less hatred you will have or dislike at that time that you will have. Okay, so continuing on from last week and towards the end of the class of the previous week, we're going to talk about the 5 different types of love. They could be known as the 4 types of love as well, whereas what we call endearing love is mixed with the parental love. But we'll speak about it in 5 today, 5 different types. Okay, so we did have a look at it last week, but we ran out of time. So I'll just reiterate what we spoke about last week, which is parental love. And also, I think it was romantic love was the second one. So just to reiterate, parental love is often known as like an unconditional love. But actually, the first 4 types of this love, the parental love, the romantic love, the endearing love, and the possessive love, are all conditioned by cause and effect, conditioned by our current state of mind and our attachments and aversions and so forth. It's only the universal love, also known as metta in Pali or maitri in Sanskrit, that is unconditioned. This is the type of love that we are working to developing, realizing and absorbing our mind with in the Dharma practice. Okay, so the first type, parental love, unconditional, they say. But of course it is conditional, yes? It's conditional because, or you could say maybe it's kind of unconditional when it's related to our own children, if you have children, that is. I know that some of you do, some of you don't. Okay, as I don't myself. So not in this life anyway. But everybody is my brother and sister and my child and my parent as well. So anyway, in the Metta Sutra, Karaniya Metta Sutra, or the Buddha's words on loving kindness, there's the 3 aspects of that sutra is related to the Dharma practice of the Eightfold Path, or the 3 higher trainings of morality. The first verse, you could say the first part, is related to the practice of morality. Then the second and the third parts are related to the practice of meditation, how to absorb the mind, what to absorb the mind with. And then the last part is related to the wisdom or the insight part. And during maybe I should just recite the second and third parts. May all sentient beings be happy. May they live in safety and joy. All sentient beings, whether weak or strong, great or small, short or tall, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or to be born, may they all be happy. Let no one deceive or despise another being in any state. Let none by anger or hatred wish harm upon another. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, even so let one cultivate a boundless love towards all sentient beings. Let one radiate that boundless love towards the entire world, above, below, and in all directions, without hindrance, without ill will, and without enmity. Now, of course, the part I want to emphasize here is the Buddha's using the example of the motherly love, of what we need to absorb our mind with. This is an example, of course. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her own life, this is how we want to absorb our mind on how we should deal and think about all living beings. We're all related in that sense. And not just think about it in a limited way, but the Buddha goes on to say, throughout this boundless world and the universe and so forth, is we should share it and radiate this loving kindness out further and further. Okay, so the motherly love is used as an example to develop metta, or universal loving kindness. Okay, and so once again, I'll reiterate, it's not unconditional love. It is conditioned, but it does give rise to joy. It makes you joyful. It makes you very thoughtful, which is very good, because you're concerning yourself with the welfare of another living being or other living beings, which is very good. This also takes our mind off our self-centeredness, off ourself, on our problems, and even the things that we are puffing ourselves up with, our ego, our pride, and so forth. Then it also is mixed, or can be mixed, with other types of love, as mentioned. This is very, very approximate here, but basically the motherly love, you could say, is normally about 60% compassion, 20% ownership and pride, and about 20% attachment. Now, of course, this varies according to the states of minds of the individuals. Then, of course, we spoke briefly about romantic love. This is conditioned love. It's based on emotion, really, based on attachment and attraction. It's based on passion and adoration. And it does give rise, or can give rise, to joy, to pride, to some sort of inner strength and confidence, and some sort of faith as well. But it is based on self-centeredness and possessiveness. So hopefully you can think about it, even if you don't like what I'm hearing, what you're hearing right now, then actually just think about it a little bit. I'm not speaking in a negative way. I'm just pointing out different aspects of this romantic love. Okay, it's not perfect yet. But that doesn't mean you should give it up right now. If you are in a romantic relationship with someone, make this caring relationship. Even if it is already caring, you can make it more caring, because the people that you're in contact with right now, including your romantic partner, this is where your loving kindness, especially your metta practice starts. It starts with those people right in front of you. Even though we utilize the concept of infinite living beings eventually to develop this infinite loving kindness, immeasurable loving kindness, you have to radiate it towards those that are in front of you right now. Really important. I often say to married couples in the past, when they've come to me with some issues, I say, this is your Dharma practice. They say, oh, but I want to live in a temple, maybe. No, actually, what you have is right now, it's in front of you. Your temple is your house. Your temple is your body. Your temple is everything around you. And your Dharma brothers and sisters are those immediately around you right now. Okay? So anyway, of course, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't look for Dharma brothers and sisters outside, especially for teachers, Buddhist masters and so forth. And okay, so kind of it's based a little bit on, or can lead towards, concern about status, image, appearance, jealousy as well. Because if your partner is getting some attention from someone else, sometimes this can give rise to jealousy, which, as you know, is a very destructive state of mind. If ever you feel some jealousies arising, then look at your mind and say, no, this is not conducive to bringing any benefit whatsoever. And then let it go by focusing on the care, the love, and especially trying to have your mind be non-biased, a mind of equanimity. Because of this type of jealousies and envies, it can also give rise to anxiety and fears. Anxiety in relation to the conditions of your romantic love, and also fear maybe of losing it, or not so much losing, maybe it's going to change. I spoke to somebody after the class last week and mentioned that, you can be in love with someone and live with each other. In the morning time, maybe you've had a good sleep, maybe you've had a beautiful evening together the night before, and it's all lovely. And then somebody does something that doesn't accord with what the other one wants. And then by the afternoon, you're enemies. So, this is why I'm saying it's changing all the time. Okay, so if ever that happens, then talk about it and work it out together, okay? But very conditioned, this romantic love. It doesn't last. The condition right now is changing all the time. And it's approximately about 50% pride and ownership, 40% attachment, and 10% caring and compassion. I know that there's probably, this is coming from the sutras, okay? So I'm not making this up. And it's not just my guessing, because somebody asked me a while ago, well, what you doing? Can you give us some advice about marriage? I said, actually, I can only give it to you from outside because I don't have it, okay? So I don't really know about it. But maybe there's a good thing sometimes because you're not involved in it. You're not, underneath it. Coming some advice or suggestions from outside can be very helpful sometimes. Okay, so then we have endearing love. This regards to warm feelings and care for others. So it's very good, okay? And I'll give you the approximate percentages. Generally, it's 10% pride and ownership, 20% attachment, and 70% compassion and caring. So it's very good, this endearing love. It's kind of like, when we see a baby, it doesn't have to be a human baby. It can be, a puppy or a kitten or anything like that. But we tend to go, oh, isn't that nice? And we tend to have this endearing love and care, but there's no way that we're going to hurt them. So this is kind of an expression of endearing love. It relates also to pets and animals. So there's certain animals. Some people may like kangaroos. Some people may like whales. I'm not talking about the country I was born in now, but the mammal in the ocean. Maybe some people like dolphins, elephants, and gorillas or something like that. But maybe it has an aversion to some other creatures they may be scared of or find repulsive or ugly. And so this, as you can see, is still conditioned. Because we may not have this endearing love to all living beings. We need to develop that more and more. But it does give rise to some sort of wanting to protect them, some sort of protective states of mind, taking it away from yourself at that time, and also to gentleness and adoration in a good sense as well. Then, of course, we have the possessive love, which it can be quite destructive because we like to own things. We like to own our own mind. We like to own our opinions, our beliefs, our likes and dislikes. The people that we find appealing, we want them, and we get a bit possessive. And of course, it's the opposite with those people and those living beings, or even those conditions and those mental conditions that we don't find appealing. We like to push it away. It's very closely related, these. So this possessive love can tend to give rise to covetousness, that is wanting things, and even wanting something that belongs to others. It can give rise to this type of what we can say expression of this possessive love. It has elements of pride and superficial concerns, quite often related to your status, your appearance, the appearance of others, the status of others. And basically it's 50% ownership, 30% pride, and 20% clinging. So you can see there's not much goodness in a possessive love. There's not much that really can help you in your practice. So there's very, very little compassion and caring. So if you are experiencing this possessive love, please try your best for your own sake, as well as for those around you, to let go of this. Let go of this idea of yourself and that you own someone or something. Of course, expressions, very intense expressions of possessive love can be very destructive and even can become violent and so forth. So if you see others behaving like this, then just gently remind them just not to be like this. It doesn't bring happiness whatsoever. Okay, then of course we have the unconditional love, which we call metta. Okay, so the type of love that we experience at any moment or any time is conditioned by karma, conditioned by cause and effect. Remember, cause and effect is not something like black and white. It's mixed, because at every moment we are creating karmas. Karma meaning actions. We are engaging in mental actions and also verbal and physical actions. And with this creates, or kind of like plants a seed, a karmic seed in your consciousness, which will ripen when the conditions are right. Okay, so if you engage in unwholesome thoughts, actions, or words, then eventually this will ripen as unsavory conditions. If you're engaging in wholesome thoughts, actions, and words, then this will result in some desirable conditions in your life. And neutral is the same, brings neutral conditions. So, of course, in the Dharma practice, we're working to go beyond all of this. But right now, we need to really do our very best to create good conditions, to create what we call merit, which also can be known as positive potential. Leave or plant the good karmic seeds, the wholesome karmic seeds in your mind, so that this supersedes eventually and slowly purifies the negative that we've created in the past and also may engage in still through our habits right now. Okay, so slowly we change. Okay, as I started speaking about before earlier, that the more our good qualities are prevalent in our mind, the less our faults are prevalent. Okay, so we're under 1 minute. I'm very pleased that we finished that. I was disciplined today, and we did straight away the chanting, and then of course the meditations as well. So we were able to talk for a bit longer, because I noticed last week it went by too quickly to finish. So like I said, we'll start to talk about the 5 skandhas or aggregates that make up a living being, our physicality and our mentality next week. Please do your very well to take care of yourself and those around you. Study well, practice well, share the Dharma, share your goodness with everyone. But look after your mind first, okay? That's your first job. Look after your state of mind.